About that breaking news all morning long right there along I-24 at that Harding Place overpass, and detectives still on the scene now looking at that silver car that had been stopped there. Individuals inside now being detained, and it may be connected to that gun shop robbery in South Nashville.
Yeah, News Channel 5's Cuthbert Langley is live there at that initial scene. And Cuthbert, we know these guys stole thousands of dollars worth of firearms, but we also understand that one of the guys investigating this has made his way to Harding Place about a mile away.
We're still trying to confirm some of that information to see exactly what's going on there involving that silver car. You know, we're told by police that these 5 suspects involved in the situation here at this gun shop left in the silver car. So that definitely appears to be what's going on there on the interstate. But again, we're still trying to gather more information about that. Here's what we know about this incident. Let me step out and show you just the extent of the damage this morning. You can see that there really is not much left of this front part of the building. What officers tell us is that a black Dodge Ram backed into this gun shop, broke through the rolling gate there, broke through the window, and they were inside for just a short amount of time, but the 5 suspects were able to make away with about $14,000 worth of weapons. It was about 10 handguns they stole and a couple of long guns as well. So anytime you talk about stolen weapons, that creates a lot of concern for officers about where these guns may end up. They have the serial numbers, we do know that, so they are at least able to begin to track where these guns may end up if they are in fact sold on the street, as what does happen oftentimes with these type of situations. But again, it was 5 suspects. They had a whole lot of clothing on, so it made it really difficult for officers to try to get a better description of who these guys may be. But there are several cameras here in the parking lot and inside of this gun shop as well that were at least helping officers with this investigation this morning. So still lots to be figured out here this morning. We also know that this Dodge Ram was stolen as well. And again, you're now taking a look at this silver car situation happening on the interstate. Again, they are saying that the suspects left in the silver car. We know a couple of folks have been detained there, so we're still gathering some information to see if this is in fact the suspects wanted in this this burglary rather, this morning, again, where multiple guns were stolen, thousands of dollars of weapons stolen. And one other interesting thing to note here, guys, is that the alarm here inside of this building didn't actually go off. An officer just happened to be driving by and saw this truck in front of the building, and that's when he called for backup. We're about a 2 to 5 minute drive away from the South Precinct over here, so no doubt a good location here for this gun shop. And we're still trying to again figure out more information about what's happening there on the interstate involving that silver vehicle. As soon as we hear more, you'll be the first to hear it on News Channel 5+. Reporting live here in South Nashville this morning, I'm Cuthbert Langley, News Channel 5 HD.
All right, Cuthbert, thank you. And new this morning, an abandoned truck left on the railroad tracks is smashed by a train. It was around 2:30 this morning at Edgemead Boulevard up in Madison, about northeast area of Nashville. No one was injured, and police don't have a report of a stolen vehicle of that description anyway, so they have no clue why someone would leave the truck on the tracks.
And happening now, an 11-year-old boy is missing and hasn't been seen since Monday night. Nathan Long was last seen by some friends at a corner store in North Nashville. Friends and neighbors have organized 2 separate searches for him later today. Nathan's siblings say when he left home, he took his backpack, but he left his school supplies behind. Nathan is not from Nashville, doesn't know a lot of people, and has a brain tumor that affects his motor skills.
I don't know where he's at, if he's ate, if he's warm. I don't know if he's safe. I don't know where he could be. I have no idea.
That poor mother, obviously, we can all feel for her. Volunteers will meet at the Cumberland View Apartments in North Nashville at noon and 5 p.m. We've got a full description of Nathan Long on a link you can share. Just go to the News Channel 5 Facebook page. Happening now, a man is in the hospital after stumbling upon a robbery in progress. The victim tells Metro Police he walked upon 3 guys getting robbed at 17th Avenue and Hyman Street. The robber then took off and fired his gun twice. One bullet hit the victim in his leg. He somehow got himself to the hospital and is expected to recover. Metro Police are still investigating exactly what happened.
What began as an armed robbery at a Papa John's in Columbia is now a murder investigation. 22-year-old Gordon Schaefer, seen here, was working at the Papa John's down in Columbia when it was robbed Monday night. He did exactly what the criminals asked, but they still shot him. He died shortly after being flown to Vanderbilt Medical Center. Investigators believe the same suspects were involved in a couple of Dollar General store robberies last week. Witnesses reported seeing the same kind of car, a black 4-door Nissan or Impala, in the areas before or after those robberies. So take a good look at these surveillance photos. And yes, we know that you can't really make out very many details here, but at least give it a look and see. If you have any information that might help, contact the Columbia Police Department at 931-380-2930.